Okay, hello everybody to my outsourced extra video on environmental liability in today's China that I've promised you. And okay, first of all, there are three kinds of environmental liability in general. And not only in China. The first is administrative liability, 行政责任, and the second one criminal liability, 刑法责任, and the third civil liability, so 民法责任. First of all, so I right now would like to go through all of these different forms of liability with respect to the legal field. 法律领域. And first of all, let's have a look at administrative liability, 行政责任. So there exist three possible constellations, and the first is an action of opposition, a so-called action of opposition, Anfechtungsklage, 知销知诉. So this is in case of an enacted administrative act, Verwaltungsakt, 具体行政行为. And the second one is an action for failure to act, Untätigkeitsklage, 不作为之诉. So if an agency don't want to enact, for instance, an administrative act, and yes, in case of inactivity of a certain environmental agency, for instance. And the third possible constellation is the so-called forensic execution, Gerichtsvollstreckung. So a court executes a decision. And this is also called legal aid or legal assistance, actually. Rechtshilfe, 司法协助. And we have to pay attention here. Because this meaning of legal aid, this meaning of legal assistance, has not to be mixed up with another meaning of legal aid, and what I just told you refers to interinstitutional help. So, for instance, one administrative agency helps another agency, and the second meaning of legal aid is just delivering legal consultation and help for needy and poor people. So just like this Center for Legal Assistance to Pollution Victims, about what I talked last time in my lecture during Wendell's class. And so people who need help in certain critical situation, and this is in Chinese another term, so-called 法律援助. So please don't mix up these two Chinese terms of 法律援助 and 司法协助. These both are different terms. And okay, right now let's have a look at possible administrative penalties. So Verwaltungsstrafen, 行政处罚. And here I just added a few only. So for instance, warning, Verwarnung, 警告, an administrative fine, Geldbuße, 罚金, or a very hard administrative penalty is cessation of business, Betriebseinstellung, Tinier. Okay, so let's go to the second part, the criminal liability, 刑法责任. And with respect to criminal liability, the criminal code, StGB, 刑法, is very important, because we can find many references of environmental laws to the criminal code, StGB, 刑法. And with respect to criminal law, generally we have a very important year, the year of 1997, when a major reform of the criminal code took place. And in that year, also an own section about the environmental law had been included into this law, into this code. And this section names crimes against the protection of nature and resources. 破坏环境资源保护罪. And by introducing such a known section about the environment, this criminal environmental law became so-called core criminal law, Kernstrafrecht, 核心刑法 in Chinese. And we can find, for instance, 14 elements of a crime, Straftatbestände, 犯罪构成. So, for instance, causation of accidents through special waste or infringement of wildlife protection and so on. And of course, this section also stipulates other provisions, but I don't want to go more into detail here. If you want to know more about environmental criminal law, I just recommend you to read this section. It's just about 4 pages long. And I also recommend you a contribution by Cornelia Dieker in this book here, which is called Umweltschutzrecht, so environmental protection law. I don't know if you see it very clear here. And this book is edited by Robert Häuser, a senior legal expert here in Germany, and Jan de Graaf. And yes, it's just about this short article, also only around 10 pages long or so. It's about environmental criminal law. And yes, you also, as I just told you, can find a translation of Häuser himself by translation of section 6 of chapter 6, so this environmental criminal section. Okay. I just take a short look if we are on the right page. Yes. Okay. Okay. When we have a look at what is called in Chinese 法律比较, so comparative, when we take a comparative look, we have to recognize the main difference between Chinese and German environmental criminal law. The German criminal law regulates mainly abstract endangerments, abstrakte Gefährdungsdelikte, 抽象危险犯罪. And in contrast to that, the Chinese criminal law mainly or only, actually it's only regulates concrete endangerments, konkrete Gefährdungsdelikte, 具体危险犯罪, and also as well as the German one, result crimes, Erfolgsdelikte, Verletzungsdelikte, 结果犯罪. So if you don't know what these terms mean, I would like to introduce them to you right now, and with the help of a few examples. So with respect to abstract endangerments, an often cited or often given example is the case of drunkenness in traffic, Trunkenheit im Straßenverkehr, 酒后开车. And with respect to the environment, for instance, the illegal storage of hazardous and fluid waste in a barrel. So you see in such cases that a damage is not yet done, but an endangerment in an abstract sense exists.